Nobody is talking about ICP right now, but that's usually when I start to pay attention. Crypto doesn't reward the obvious, it rewards positioning before the narrative shifts. And in my opinion, that is what we are currently experiencing with ICP. So in this video, I wanted to discuss whether or not I think it's possible for ICP to return to the top 10 in the crypto space, why this project is so different from every other layer 1 blockchain, and whether or not I think it is a good time to be accumulating this coin. But before I get into all of that, guys, this is Royalty Crypto, and if you like ICP and other altcoin videos, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get right on into it. So what does it take for a coin to break into the top 10 in the crypto space? When you go on over to CoinMarketCap, you can see that Bitcoin Cash is currently the 10th most valuable coin, and it is trading at a $10.3 billion market cap. So when you go back on over to ICP, you can see that we are currently sitting at a market cap of 1.3 billion. So in order for ICP to get back to the top 10, it would need to essentially 8x, which would be about a $19 ICP. Now, it might seem like we are miles away from making that type of run for ICP, and I would actually agree with that. I think that before we will see a parabolic run for ICP, we will need to see much more euphoria and just overall bullish momentum return to large cap altcoins like Solana and Ethereum. But at the same time, that does not mean that accumulating down here at this significant discount is a bad idea. And I think that ICP is one of the most intriguing narratives in the entire crypto space. My reasoning for that is because ICP is not only a very solid layer 1 blockchain in terms of transaction speed, but they are also building AI applications like Caffeine AI, which in my opinion strengthens the overall bullish case for this project. Not only that, but ICP is fundamentally very different than every other layer 1 blockchain. Most layer 1s are decentralized finance platforms, but ICP is trying to be a decentralized internet. The reason that I say that is because most layer 1 blockchains have their smart contracts on chain, of course, but their front end is hosted by either AWS or Google Cloud, and their database and API servers are both off-chain. But when you look at ICP, they run their entire application on-chain, which I believe is incredibly bullish. As you can see here, they have their backend and front end on-chain, their data storage on-chain, and quite literally everything is served directly from the blockchain. So they have no reliance on centralized cloud services, hosting layers, or web servers whatsoever, and I believe that this is a very strong narrative in the crypto space. Also, guys, ICP has recently fixed the most bearish case that they had for this project, and that was the high inflation rate. As you can see, just last month, Dfinity has announced the Mission 70 white paper, which aims to reduce their overall project's inflation by 70% by the end of 2026. Their current inflation rate is pretty high at 9.72%, but as long as everything goes according to plan, this will be reduced to at the very minimum 2.9%. Not only that, but if their overall demand increases for their decentralized AI platforms like Caffeine AI, it is actually possible that we could have a deflationary supply squeeze because there will be a burn rate for ICP when people use these platforms. So this is absolutely huge in my opinion. I know that a lot of people in the crypto space do not like to invest into projects with high inflation rates, and I completely understand that. So now that they are fixing this, I believe this will bring in a lot of new potential investors into this project. And last but not least, unlike a lot of projects that have been discouraged by this negative price action for the past 6 months, ICP has been continuing to build, and they basically have a new announcement every day at this point. The newest one is that they have actually partnered up with Pakistan. As you can see here, they have established a dedicated national ICP subnet, and this project aims to host tamper-proof government applications and local AI native software. The more partnerships that ICP continues to form during this bearish time, I believe will eventually help this project go on a somewhat parabolic run. And I understand that people might be confused why none of these announcements are increasing the price of ICP, but I think it's important to understand that the crypto market is being driven by fear right now. And whenever we see environments like this, you can't really expect there to be news-driven pumps. So it could be quite some time before this starts to actually reflect in the price of ICP. So overall, I think that it is very possible for Internet Computer to return to the top 10 in the crypto space at some point, as long as they are able to deliver on these promises that they have been making. Now, of course, investing into altcoins like ICP is speculative, and I do not recommend putting more than about 25% of your overall portfolio into a coin like this. But with that being said, guys, I think that now is a fantastic time to be accumulating. As you can see here on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we are currently sitting at a 9, so we are well into extreme fear. Historically, whenever we have dipped this low into bearish sentiment, it has been a fantastic time to accumulate strong altcoins like ICP, and that's personally what I'm doing right now. But of course, guys, understand that it is very possible that we could continue to see bearish price action for this coin and the entire altcoin space, so you need to be able to stomach volatility if you are making investments in this space. But assuming my bullish thesis is correct, I could see ICP getting anywhere between a $20 billion market cap to potentially as high as a $50 billion market cap within the next 2 to 3 years. And if that is the case, you could make some very lucrative gains on this project if you are willing to take on a bit of risk. So of course, this is not financial advice, but I personally believe ICP will be one of the best performing assets in the entire crypto space. But alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Remember to stay strong, stay bullish, and ignore the FUD, because there has been a lot of it circulating through the crypto space as of the past couple of months, but things will get better as they always do, and I'll continue to make videos regardless of how bad the sentiment gets. Have a good night, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.